Hey everyone, and welcome back to Reddit Rewinds, the channel where we dive deep into the wildest, rawest, and most unforgettable stories from Reddit. Today's story is one of those that just sticks with you. It's about love, trust, and how everything can shatter in just one trip. Imagine this: you live with the person you love, you're practically engaged, building a future together, and then one spontaneous trip turns into a knife in the back. And the worst part isn't just the cheating, it's how he found out. They had been together for almost 3 years. He was 24, she was 23. To him, she wasn't just his girlfriend, she was his future. They weren't officially engaged, but since July, they'd been calling each other almost fiancés. They'd been living together since January, sharing rent, chores, routines, dreams, and for months, they had talked about going on a trip together, somewhere far, just the two of them, but his work schedule and her school made it impossible to plan. It was always, maybe next month, maybe later. Then, out of nowhere, on a normal Thursday afternoon, she casually said, "Hey, you're busy this weekend, right? I was thinking, maybe I could go with some classmates for a quick trip." He froze for a second. It felt sudden, but her tone sounded respectful, almost like she was asking for permission. He saw no reason to say no. "Of course, go have fun," he said, smiling. She smiled back, but it looked tense. At the time, he didn't think twice about it. The next day, just before noon, her friends pulled up outside. He decided to walk her out, a sweet, simple gesture. That's when something first felt off. There were 2 guys and 1 girl in the car. He had never seen them before. One was driving. The other guy and the girl were in the back. She looked surprised when he said he'd walk her out. While she was putting her bag in the trunk, he stepped up to the driver, offered his hand, and said, "Hey, I'm her boyfriend. Please drive safe, all right?" The driver smirked. Not a friendly smile, a small, knowing smirk, like there was some inside joke. She climbed into the front seat, and the car tore off with screeching tires, red taillights vanishing around the corner. And there he stood, a cold knot tightening in his chest. He tried to brush it off, tried to be logical, but he couldn't shake it. All night, he kept seeing that driver's smirk that looked like silent competition, like he was saying, "I know something you don't." 2 days passed. She barely texted, just quick replies like all good and good night. By Saturday night, he couldn't take it anymore. He found one of the guys from the back seat on her Facebook friends list, and he messaged him, "Hey, I'm her boyfriend. Please respond when you see this." It was read 40 minutes later. Then, nothing. 3 hours of silence. He almost convinced himself he was just being paranoid. And then the reply came. It wasn't words. It was photos, explicit ones. At first, he didn't understand what he was looking at. Then his stomach dropped. His heart stopped. It was her, his girlfriend, with the driver, the same man who smirked when they shook hands. They weren't just together. They had filmed it. He sat frozen. The room felt silent and hollow, like the world had gone on mute. His chest felt like it had caved in. He couldn't cry. There was only emptiness. He messaged the guy again, and somehow calmly arranged to meet him to get the full video. 20 minutes long, hidden camera, her and the driver. When she came home, she acted normal, told him about mountains, cafes, how tired she was, but her eyes were different, distant, cold, and he knew. That night, he finally confronted her. At first, gently, then directly. She denied everything, laughed it off, said, "Are you seriously accusing me of this?" And then he said, "I know. He told me everything." Time stopped. Her face went pale. Then she burst into tears. She said she was pressured, that it was a mistake, that she didn't know what she was thinking. He said nothing. He never mentioned the video. He just knew it was over. The next morning, he packed her things, told her to go back to her parents. And she did. He blocked her on everything, she still doesn't know the video exists, and none of their friends or family know why they broke up. Now he sits alone in that empty apartment, staring at her empty side of the bed and wondering, was this the first time? Or just the first time he found out? Honestly, my heart breaks for this guy. It takes unbelievable strength not to fall apart when your whole world crumbles overnight. If you've ever been betrayed, you know it's like grieving someone who's still alive. I just hope he heals and finds someone who values loyalty as much as he did. If you stayed until the end, thank you. Here on Reddit Rewinds, we share real stories every single day, from heartbreak to absolute chaos. If you want to hear more, hit subscribe and come back tomorrow for the next story.